Hello everyone, I'm Harvey and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I finished 4th overall and 1st in England in the 2021 season in FPL, and I would like to share some tips and tricks to help you along your FPL journey. Let's dive straight into it. So looking back at my game week 30 points, I got 43 in the end, which was one below the average. Alisson in goal actually didn't turn up because of that head injury. Kelleher was actually starting in goal against Everton, and I thought Alisson would actually start, but obviously I was playing with 10 players in FPL this week, which wasn't great, but I'm hoping that he's back for the weekends, or he could be the one that leads the team this week, because although he's got decent 3 fixtures before I wildcard in 34, he's a bit of a liability at the moment with that injury, so I don't really want to have another week without a goalkeeper, so I might move to someone like Martinez from Villa, because they've actually got a double game week in 33, and I need to free up some money for the assistant manager chip this week. But yeah, disappointing that he didn't start or feature at all. Guardiola, the signing for this week, actually got a clean sheet, so he came away with a 6-pointer. Yeah, I'm happy with that, and the fixtures coming up are really good as well, obviously with that 33 double. So yeah, it was a good transfer in. Palmer got an assist in the final game week, or the final game of the game week rather, against Spurs. He was a bit quiet in that game really, so I was kind of lucky to get an assist from that game, and yeah, I'm happy with the 6 points because he actually got 1 bonus as well, and yeah, he's going to be in the team until 33 when he moves on to Saka. So yeah, I've got him for that Brentford and Ipswich fixture before then, so yeah, there's no real rush for him to move on to Saka yet, but yeah, that will happen in 33. Mamouche and Isak both scored. Mamouche came away with all 3 bonus points as well, and yeah, his data was really good in that game, so he's actually a genuine captaincy shout for next week for me. And yeah, obviously I regret not going for him and actually going for Mohamed Salah, who blanked, and to be honest, he was very quiet in that game against Everton, and yeah, even his data suggests that as well, only 0.17 expected goal involvement, so yeah, it was a bit disappointing as he was my captain, but yeah, I wasn't the only one, as he's owned by now 71.6% of players, which is ridiculous. But yeah, obviously in hindsight I would have gone Marmouche for the captaincy. Everyone else in my starting 11 blanked, apart from obviously Mbeumo and Aït-Nouri on my bench, who's got a star next to him, which means he's in the best 11 for this week. So yeah, obviously disappointing. And Aït-Nouri will be playing in my team this week because he's actually got Ipswich away. So yeah, I didn't expect that 8 points at home against West Ham. I thought West Ham might get a result there and start to turn their season around, but yeah, obviously I made the wrong decision there. So I probably in hindsight would have swapped out Gabriel for Aït-Nouri, but I didn't know that Gabriel was going to come off with a hamstring injury. He's actually out for the season, so yeah, he will be one that eventually leaves the team. But as I'm not bench boosting in 33, it's not a real rush for me to remove him from my team, so for now he'll just sit on the bench. But yeah, obviously the 7-point difference between him and Aït-Nouri is a little bit frustrating, but that's FPL for you. And obviously Mbeumo scored as well against Newcastle away. His data was actually pretty decent, so yeah, I'm happy I still own him, and he might actually play for me in 33 against Brighton at home if I hold on to him for that long. But yeah, obviously I'll discuss my transfer plans in the next part of the video. But yeah, I thought 43 points this week, not the greatest, but life goes on. So this is the team for game week 31. Make sure to get your teams in before Saturday morning because it's an 11 AM deadline, because there's a 12:30 kickoff between Everton and Arsenal. But yeah, this is the starting 11 at the moment. It may change. In fact, it probably will change because Alisson might become Martinez from Aston Villa, purely because Aston Villa have actually got a double game week in 33 and decent fixtures before that. I think they've got Forest and Southampton before that. So yeah, it's the reason why I'm moving on to Martinez is because I need to free up 0.4 million for the assistant manager chip, who I believe will be Eddie Howe for me for this week, because they've got Leicester away, and then they've got that double in 32 with Manchester United and Crystal Palace, and then I'll probably move Howe on to someone else with a double game week in 33 as well. There is the option to go for Glasner, who's got a double in 32 and 33, but in my situation I've got 3 Palace players, as you can see, so you can't have 4 from the same team. which is frustrating, but it would obviously move that I need to use some surgery in my team and remove one of my Palace players, which I don't really want to do. So yeah, I'm going to move back onto Martinez from Aston Villa, which will obviously give me the money for Eddie Howe for those 2 game weeks, and then I might move him on to either Guardiola or Mikel Arteta, but that's to be decided. But yeah, this is the starting 11. Also got Munoz, Aït-Nouri, Guardiola in my defence. Happy with Munoz at the moment because his attacking data is actually pretty decent, and obviously he's got that double-double coming up recently at 0.4 for expected goals against Ipswich. So yeah, really happy to own him. And if you haven't got him already, I reckon he's probably the most essential defender at the moment, considering Gabriel is now injured for the rest of the season. And then the next defender, Aït-Nouri, I've learnt my lesson and I'm playing him this week. I could make a defensive transfer because obviously I've got 2 Reds on the bench in Hall and Gabriel that obviously aren't going to play. But I trust Ipswich away as a good fixture, and then I might move Gabriel onto someone else in game week 32. But yeah, that's in the future. And then the last defender I've got is Guardiola. Obviously I brought him in game week 30 and he got me a clean sheet in 30. So yeah, he's going to start against United away, which should be an easy fixture on paper. But yeah, you never know. He's actually played centre-back rather than left-back against Leicester. But you'll see that he's actually high on the bonus point system. So even when he's playing a bit deeper, he does actually rack up the bonus points in the system. So yeah, happy to own him. Now moving on to Eze and Mateta, I'll do them both in one. So Eze and Mateta obviously didn't return against Southampton, but I'm hopeful that in the future with that double-double they might pick up with a return or 2. Mateta actually hit the bar in that game against Southampton, so even with that nasty injury that he had, nasty is putting it bluntly, but yeah, he still threatens the Southampton goal, and he does look sharp even though he didn't return against them. I'm not sure why he came off in the 58th minute against Southampton, but maybe they're just managing his minutes at the moment. But yeah, I'm happy to own those 2 obviously because they've got a double-double coming up. Semenyo is a real disappointment at the moment, and I did consider moving him on to someone like Jacob Murphy from Newcastle, but obviously that would mean that I need to sell on Hall on my bench to another Newcastle player, which I don't really want to do. That's because I'm playing Eddie Howe as the assistant manager, so I need to free up another Newcastle slot if that was to happen. But it just overcomplicates my team a little bit. So Semenyo is staying for 1 more week, and then he'll probably be moved on to an Aston Villa midfielder. And then Cole Palmer, obviously Brentford away. I'm not going to sell him until Fulham away in 33, obviously, because I'll transfer him to Saka. But even though he got booked against Spurs, he did pop up with a bomb bonus point, which just proves his attacking threats and overall all-round ability. And then Salah, again, disappointing against Everton, but I'm hoping that he comes up with a return against Fulham. But you'll notice that I haven't even got the vice-captain on him at the moment because I favour 2 other options up top. But yeah, obviously he's going to be in the team and he's not going to be on the bench for this week. And then Isak, my captain, he does have a slight groin injury. He came off early in the game against Brentford, but yeah, I just see that as how managing his previous injury that he had, and I think he will start against Leicester. That's why he's my captain choice at this moment. And the other player I'm sort of umming and ahhing in terms of captaincy choice is Marmoush. He looks really, really lively against Leicester. I was really impressed with his performance, and I believe he played 90 minutes. So his minutes has boosted since that Haaland injury, and I believe he will be on penalties as well. So Man United aren't exactly watertight at the back, so I actually predict him to score again. And if he does, then obviously I'd like to captain him. So that's why he's got the vice captaincy at the moment. That may change to Salah, or Isak might just be switched on to Salah or Marmoush. But at the moment, that's what I feel is necessary. And then Mbeumo, the last player to discuss really on the bench. Chelsea at home isn't the best fixture on paper, but I still see him as fixture proof, and he proved that against Newcastle away where he came away with a return. So yeah, he's just an all-round great FPL asset on pens, corners, free kicks, and yeah, he's generally quite attacking. So if someone for whatever reason drops out of my midfielders and attackers, then obviously he will come on. But that's the team for this week. Hopefully I'll get a green arrow to redeem myself from game at 30. But yeah, good luck with your teams, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching this episode. If you could please like, subscribe and comment on what I should do next, that would be great. See you in the next one.